Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing so we can bring more stories like this to you.
Detective Mark Reynolds was known throughout the precinct for his integrity and relentless pursuit of justice. His reputation was matched only by his devotion to his 10-year-old daughter, Emily, who brought joy to his otherwise demanding life as a police officer. Weekends were sacred. They often spent time at the local park, where she would excitedly show him her latest drawings or challenge him to races on the playground. Mark's heart swelled with pride as he watched her laughter fill the air, unwavering in his commitment to protect her from the hardships of their world. Little did he know that their tranquil life was about to shatter, as a shadowy syndicate lurked in the background, preparing to exploit the bond he cherished most. The thought of losing Emily sent tremors of fear through him, igniting an instinctual drive to shield her at all costs. In the underbelly of the city, the dark syndicate led by Victor Salazar operated with calculated precision, thriving on fear and manipulation. Known for their ruthless tactics, they had built a terrifying empire through extortion, drug trafficking, and corruption, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Salazar, a charismatic yet menacing figure, had his eyes set on Detective Mark Reynolds as a means to an end. Recognizing Mark's integrity and unwavering dedication to the law, Salazar devised a sinister plan, abducting Emily to leverage Mark's influence and create chaos within the police department. The threat of losing his daughter hung heavily over Mark's shoulders, making it clear that the syndicate would stop at nothing to use her as a pawn in their dangerous game. As whispers of their notorious reputation spread, it became evident that the stakes were higher than ever. Amidst the brewing storm, Alex Mercer emerged as a beacon of strength and loyalty. A former Special Forces operative, he had once served alongside Mark in high-stakes missions, forging a bond steeped in trust and camaraderie. With a rugged demeanor and an impressive arsenal of skills, Alex was known for his ability to navigate dangerous scenarios with unmatched precision. As news of Emily's kidnapping reached him, a fierce determination ignited within him. He understood the depths of Mark's love for his daughter and felt compelled to act. Drawing on his military training, Alex began to strategize a plan to counter the syndicate's looming threat. He was resolved not only to rescue Emily but also to dismantle the criminal organization that sought to manipulate their lives. For Alex, this mission was personal, driven by an unwavering commitment to protect his friend's family at all costs. The day began like any other, with laughter and chatter echoing through the schoolyard as Emily Reynolds waved goodbye to her friends. But the atmosphere shifted violently when a black van screeched to a halt nearby. In an instant, masked figures leaped out, swiftly grabbing Emily before she could react. Panic surged through the school as children screamed and teachers rushed to intervene, but the kidnappers were already speeding away, leaving chaos in their wake. News of the abduction spread like wildfire, reaching Detective Mark Reynolds just as he was about to step into a briefing at the precinct. His heart raced as shock morphed into frantic determination. This was no longer about duty. It was personal. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Mark vowed to launch an immediate search for his daughter, drawing on every resource available to bring her back home safely. As Detective Mark Reynolds mobilized his team for the search, his phone buzzed ominously with an encrypted message. It was from Victor Salazar, the syndicate leader, who had taken Emily. The words were chilling and straightforward. "Meet me tonight at the old docks if you want to see your daughter again." Mark's heart sank as he processed the demand, recognizing this was not merely a negotiation but a dangerous game of cat and mouse. The docks, notorious for their isolation and crime, would serve as a treacherous backdrop for the high-stakes encounter. With every second counting, Mark faced a moral dilemma. Should he involve his department or confront Salazar alone, risking everything to save Emily? As determination surged within him, he resolved that fear would not dictate his actions. He would go to the meeting prepared to confront the darkness head-on. While Detective Mark Reynolds mentally prepared for the confrontation at the docks, Alex Mercer took the initiative to investigate the syndicate's operations. He knew time was of the essence and felt a growing urgency to find Emily before it was too late. Utilizing his connections in the underworld and applying his military expertise, Alex quietly began tracking down leads that pointed to Salazar's hidden resources. He studied patterns of syndicate activities and discovered several potential hideouts across the city, locations known for their association with illicit dealings. Each new piece of intelligence brought him closer to pinpointing where Emily might be held captive. With every revelation, Alex became more resolved, not just to assist his friend but to confront the syndicate's undeniable threat. His mission was clear: locate Emily and dismantle the criminal network once and for all, ensuring that no family would suffer as Marks did. With vital intelligence in hand, Alex Mercer positioned himself to strike at the syndicate's hideouts, unleashing a wave of action that would leave no room for uncertainty. As he infiltrated one of Salazar's key locations, the moment descended into chaos. Henchmen swarmed around him, but Alex moved with the fluidity of a seasoned warrior. Each punch and kick showcased his tactical prowess. The sound of fists meeting flesh and the thud of bodies hitting the ground echoed through the darkened warehouse. He disarmed opponents effortlessly, using their own momentum against them while evading gunfire with daring agility. Through each confrontation, Alex's determination intensified, knowing every battle brought him one step closer to rescuing Emily. The stakes couldn't be higher, and with each victory, he dismantled not only the syndicate's operations but also the fear that threatened to consume his friend's family. While Alex Mercer bravely fought against the syndicate, Detective Mark Reynolds remained at the precinct, grappling with a paralyzing mix of frustration and helplessness. Every phone call that brought no new leads deepened his sense of isolation, compounded by the growing unease among his colleagues. Mark was determined to maintain an image of authority and resolve, yet he could feel the weight of their eyes upon him, questioning his leadership during such a personal crisis. As officers worked tirelessly to track down leads on Emily's whereabouts, Mark struggled not to show them the turmoil brewing inside him. He knew he had to uphold morale, but every moment felt like an agonizing delay that threatened his daughter's safety. In this crucible of pressure, he sought strength from within, reminding himself that time was running out and Emily needed him now more than ever. Amidst the chaos, Alex Mercer received a clandestine tip from an informant deeply embedded within the syndicate. The informant revealed that Emily was being held in an abandoned factory on the outskirts of the city, a location notorious for its lack of surveillance and heavy criminal activity. The urgency of the situation escalated. Every passing moment heightened the risk to Emily's safety. Alex knew he had to act swiftly, coordinating with his contacts to gather intelligence on the factory's defenses and any potential escape routes. As adrenaline surged through him, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. This was not just about dismantling the syndicate but about saving Mark's daughter. With the stakes at an all-time high, Alex prepared for a tactical assault, determined to confront whatever threats awaited him inside that desolate building and bring Emily back home safely. As the tension heightened, Alex Mercer infiltrated the abandoned warehouse, where Victor Salazar awaited him. The air was thick with anticipation and hidden dangers, each creak of the floorboards signaling an impending confrontation. Salazar's chilling laugh echoed through the dimly lit space, taunting Alex as they squared off in a duel that was both physical and psychological. With each strike exchanged, memories of Emily's laughter fueled Alex's determination to overcome his opponent. Salazar unleashed a torrent of threats, attempting to undermine Alex's resolve by exploiting his fears for Emily's safety. But Alex remained resolute, knowing he had trained for moments like these. As their battle raged on, it became clear that this showdown would determine not only Emily's fate but also the collapse of Salazar's sinister empire. In that moment, Alex fought not just for survival, but for justice and hope amidst despair. As the fight between Alex and Victor raged on, a surprising twist unfolded in the shadows of the warehouse. Emily, using her keen intelligence and resourcefulness, managed to untie herself from the chair where she had been held captive. Observing her captors from a distance, she quickly formulated a plan. With her heart racing, she quietly maneuvered through the dimly lit corners of the warehouse, cleverly avoiding detection. When an opportunity presented itself, she grabbed a nearby tool, an old wrench, and prepared to make her move. Just as Alex landed a decisive blow against Victor, Emily emerged from the darkness, surprising both men. Her presence transformed her from a passive victim into an active participant in her own rescue, igniting a renewed spirit in Alex as they joined forces against their common enemy. Together, they turned the tide of the battle, chasing freedom and justice hand in hand. The dust settled in the wake of the confrontation, and as the first light of dawn broke through the warehouse's shattered windows, Emily found herself in her father's embrace. Detective Mark Reynolds held his daughter tightly, relief washing over him like a tide, knowing she was safe at last after an unimaginable ordeal. Their reunion was marked by tears and laughter, a powerful reminder of the bond that had never faltered. In that moment, both father and daughter reflected on the harrowing journey they endured together, acknowledging the trust that kept them resilient amidst turmoil. Mark's heart swelled with gratitude for Alex Mercer's unwavering loyalty and bravery, realizing how profoundly this experience had changed their lives as they left the remnants of fear behind. Mark vowed to protect his family fiercely, forever grateful for their newfound strength and unity in the face of darkness. In the aftermath of Emily's rescue, the collective efforts of law enforcement began to unravel Victor Salazar's syndicate. With the crucial information gained from the confrontation, investigators launched a coordinated assault on various hideouts, dismantling the criminal operations piece by piece. Community members rallied together, providing tips and support that proved invaluable in the fight against fear and corruption. As arrests were made and evidence was collected, the sense of relief spread throughout the neighborhood, fostering a renewed hope and solidarity among its residents. Detective Mark Reynolds stood at the forefront, advocating for justice while reflecting on the strength found in unity during such trying times. The ordeal not only highlighted the vulnerability of families but also reinforced the power of community collaboration, ensuring that as they moved forward, they would stand stronger together against any darkness that threatened their lives. In the days following their harrowing experience, Detective Mark Reynolds and Emily found solace in their renewed bond, cherishing every moment spent together as they created new memories. The laughter that once filled their home returned, washing away the shadows of fear that had lingered. Meanwhile, Alex Mercer reflected on his role as a protector, contemplating how he could continue to safeguard Mark and Emily from future threats. His commitment to their safety deepened, and he resolved to remain a steadfast ally, ready to face any darkness that might emerge. The trio's bond solidified not only through shared trauma but also through the unshakable trust they developed in one another. With a sense of hope and resilience, they looked forward to whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that together, they could overcome anything that came their way.